Gosh, I mean, I have heard there for the longest time that there's a coming of a new consciousness, and I really believe it's not one person. I think it's a collective network, it's a collective consciousness, and I'm fascinated by the principle in biology called emergence. I'm just fascinated by it. How do those schools of fish, those flocks of birds, how do they all move and behave at the exact same time? When you study that principle, of emergence, you think that there's one leader that everybody's following. Turns out it's not a top-down phenomenon, it's actually a bottom-up phenomenon. Actually, everybody is leading at the same time. And so if you start thinking about the world, I mean, and the state that we're in, I mean, there's so many things that are collapsing that really do have to collapse. There's got to be a greater way to do it. And I'm telling you, I'm going out on a limb here, but no health care plan, no government, there's no one's going to take care of us but us. And the best thing that we can do for each other is show up as the ideal for one another. Be exactly that person every day. Show the world what love does. Show them when you walk from your car, into that store, you walk in grace. You show them what it looks like to be noble. You show them what greatness does. You show them how to forgive. You show them how to use their mind to have reason around things. If you're listening to information and it's going past your brain and you're not aware of that information, and somebody's telling you can have projectile vomiting, sudden loss of consciousness, homicidal, suicidal tendencies, from the drug you're about to take, but ask your doctor if it's okay for you. If you're accepting that information as normal, it's programming you. We got to be really careful about the information that we let in. And I'm telling you that there is a greater consciousness than the consciousness we're currently living in as a collective. And that consciousness has everything to do with you and I, that everybody has to lead. There's a stigma in the world that if you lead with too much passion, you get it in the end. Every charismatic leader paid the price. But if everybody's leading, you just can't take out everybody now, can you? So, for me, I'm a mission-driven guy. I mean, I'm no different than any of you. I just love God. I mean, I just love the unknown. I love evolution. I love the mystery of life. I love making time for that process to experiment. I think that leadership really comes from the highest form of motivation, and that is duty motivation or mission motivation. I think that when people have a vision that's bigger than themselves, they have a great reason to get up in the morning. And so my interest is really to demystify the process of personal change and transformation so that people have within their reach the tools to prove to themselves that they're the creators of their lives. I mean, and to empower them to actually believe in themselves. And God, when we believe in ourselves, we have to believe in possibility. And if we believe in possibility, we got to believe in ourselves. And experiment with the process. So I'm mission-driven. My desire is to contribute in some way to the world that removes some veil, that changes a person's life, that gives them another opportunity, that they come back from the virtual reality into the virtual reality experience with a new body, an upgrade in their body, a whole new life, a whole new environment. They're in a whole new future in time. They're not in the same future they were beforehand. And so I think mission-driven ideas are selfless ideals. I think what falls underneath that is kind of personal conviction. And it's still a high form of motivation, but I think people who have a mission will have personal conviction. Then there's kind of ethics and morality and good and bad, and a lot of organizations are run in that polarity and duality, but not a high form of motivation. But if you have a mission, if you have personal conviction, I think you make real good choices with a sense of ethics. And then, there's recognition. People do things to get recognized. And it's not a very high form of motivation, but if you're making a difference, it comes. It just is a side effect. And then, of course, the most selfish form of motivation is money motivation. And so I'm so happy that is finally changing in the world, that people want meaning. People want meaning. People want the truth. People want to know. My goodness, we are alive. I mean, we are in three-dimensional reality. Set down your technology and open your focus to the night sky. Bless your beautiful heart. Bless your beautiful body before it goes to bed. Give thanks for life and you get another day. Try it out in some way and see if your changes that you're making with yourself are changing others in your life, not by you espousing any philosophy like you need to shorten your response emotionally, none of that. By showing them who you are, showing them what joy looks like, showing them what greatness looks like. I mean, I'd rather hang out with those people that have healed themselves. I'm blown away, people with ALS, tumors all over their body. I'm in awe. They're my heroes. I want to know what they know. I want to know their journey, what took them to that point where they finally had their moment. All of those testimonies that we have, all of the scientific research we've done shows that evidence really is the loudest voice. It really is the loudest voice. And I think this is a time in history really where we have to really every single day make that conscious effort to demonstrate exactly what we want to see changed in the world. And it's not anything new, but I think the moment you decide to say, I believe this stuff works, I believe it works. So many people have said when they were diagnosed with a health condition, I believed it worked, I just didn't believe it worked for me. Ooh, that's a big moment, because now you're out of the bleachers and you're on the playing field. This isn't philosophy anymore, you're in the game. And the game is, you got to stay conscious and you got to stay aware and you got to change. There's so many people, they did their meditations 2-3 times. And one day when I talked to them, muscular dystrophy, I've never heard of anybody heal from muscular dystrophy. This guy walked out of the event. He never missed a day. He never missed a day doing it. And I asked him, why did you do it 3 times a day? He said, because I kept returning back to my disbelief. And instead of staying there, I went back in until I could feel it, and I could feel the belief, and I embodied it. And I got up. I got up as if it already happened. Whew. Keep doing that. You keep signaling the body. You're knocking on the genetic door. He had his moment. He got lit up. It wasn't matter that was changing matter in that moment. It was energy that was changing matter. And so all this philosophy, all this theory is really a time for us to apply it, to practice it in some way. Experiment. Say, hey, I'm going to take time out of my life to try it out, just to see if I'm actually a creator. And if it doesn't happen in 2 weeks, you're not that good. I don't know what else to say. You're not that good. Try again. Keep trying. And keep practicing and keep filling your brain with the right information. There are people in our community, they can go in the gamma right in front of the scientists. They go right in, the scientists say, how do you do that? And they say, it's really hard not to. They just know how to do it. They wouldn't miss that moment. Being uncomfortable and being okay with it. Stepping out of the known into the unknown is believing in yourself. And it's so important. That unknown is the perfect place for magic to happen. And we discover that we take people to that point and they can relax into that place. They are in a really good state for miracles. And we're demystifying that process.